As I begin my first State of the City address, I want to say thank you to the Aurora Rotary Club, the Crown Plaza Hotel and its employees, the people who have served you today, our table sponsors, the employees of the City of Aurora, our residents, our business community, and certainly my wife Becky, who's here. I also want to thank the City Council. And while they've already been introduced, I'd like them to stand again and have you recognize them for the great work that they do. Please. Now I'd like to take a couple of minutes and present a short video. I hope it helps you to see and feel Aurora, Colorado. Now, following that fantastic video, there are many things that I could discuss this afternoon. A case could be made for me to talk about an issue known as fracking, or perhaps the ongoing need for metropolitan cooperation, or RTD, or even a city and county of Aurora. But in the end, it's still now primarily about the economy and jobs and what Aurora has done and what Aurora does to address those concerns. Now, many of us have spent much of the last 5 years wondering what's going to happen next. In Aurora, what will happen next is a future so bright, the rest of Colorado will wonder how we got so lucky. But let me say it clearly, we are not lucky. We are good. We have a focus. We have a vision. We have the citizenry. We have the elected officials. We have the business community. And we have the residents as partners to help make things happen. On April 24th, 2012, Aurora, Colorado is an exciting, all-America, 21st century city. Now is our time, and our future is truly unlimited. Aurora is the place for a world economy to do business. Now is the time, and Aurora is the place for families from everywhere to settle here, be safe, secure, and raise children in a healthy, happy, and diverse community. And now is the time for Aurora to take head-on the false images of no trees and rampant crime. Instead, to be clearly identified as the comfortable home for hundreds of thousands of citizens, those who are here and those who will be settling here, are settling in the best city in Colorado and soon to be the best city in the nation. It's time for us to dream. It's time for us to achieve. And in Aurora, the time for wondering is over. Just last Saturday, the City Council and I spent hours discussing our goals and objectives. Part of that focus was on projects. Council clearly identified their priorities for the next 18 months. And I agree with them on their choice of focusing on the future and on our immediate economic development goals. And for us to achieve those goals, to be the best, we must also be out of the ordinary. We must take advantage of multiple economic engines. We must effectively use our 2 north-south interstates and our east-west interstate. We must take advantage of light rail coming up 225, and it must be completed. We have water, we have prime commercial land, both occupied and developable, and we have the shortest connection to the world with our proximity to DIA. We are still the gateway to the Rockies, and no other jurisdiction in the metropolitan area can say that. Now, some of you here today don't live in Aurora, or maybe don't even have a business here. So I'm going to ask you to take a look at the lists that are on the table, facts about Aurora. Take them home, hand them around. You'll see that among other things, Aurora is ranked number 9 on Forbes magazine's top 10 safest cities in America. We're also on the FBI's top 10 safest cities list. We're among the 100 best communities for young people. We're ranked as the 8th best city in America for men's health. We're a top 10 city for retirement. We're a top-rated digital city. We have the best tasting water in the western United States. We operate 2 of only 10 top certified water treatment plants in the nation. Our police departments are nationally certified. Our fire department is nationally certified. We have 7 golf courses. We have acres and acres of parks. We have over 100 miles of trails. Believe me, in Colorado, there's no competition. As it relates to our bottom line, Aurora is seeing an increase in revenue in 2012. Things are slowly getting better. Sales tax is currently at 2006 levels. That looks good today. In 2006, if we knew what was coming, you wouldn't be so happy. But while some of our neighbors are looking at as much as $100 million in budget cuts in 2013, Aurora is envisioning less than a $10 million budget cut to balance the general fund. As always, we must take steps to improve. To achieve our place as a truly great 21st century city, we must make a conscious choice to dream, create, and build. One choice to build has the City Council placing a question on the ballot this November to improve transportation in the city. This would be done by voter approval of an existing mill levy. The transportation improvements being discussed are things like extending 6th Avenue east out to connect to E470, thereby giving Buckley Air Force Base another way in and out. Another suggestion is working with the City of Centennial and Arapahoe County to complete improvements to Arapahoe Road between Himalaya and Parker Road. While the final details of this plan still need to be settled, I hope all of you will support it. I know I will. Another part of being our best is understanding that great cities are not born, they are made. City leaders make a decision to move ahead, and nothing stands in the way. Building an entire city all at once isn't realistic, but what we accomplish, one neighborhood to the next, advances the needs of Aurora as a whole. I'd like to stop here for a moment and thank former Mayor Ed Tower, who's here this afternoon, and the City Council in 2011 for taking on and succeeding in what will be one of the most important steps for Aurora in the future, putting the city in one congressional district. The final decision from the judge in this case showed clearly that it was both the community and the economic vitality of the city that demanded it stay whole. That vitality is the key to our future. We have a distinct advantage in that we have room to grow. It's been said before, but I'll say it again. Aurora has the land, water, and other necessary resources to grow from its current 335,000 people to become a city of 750,000 people in a mere 40 years. And that's just based on current zoning and current development. Should we choose to grow up and not out, that population in 40 years could exceed 1 million. However, as the City Council has identified, we will not grow and thrive as we should if we spend all of our time building the new. We must also revitalize the old. We must take care of what we have and continue to invest in the existing city. For example, take the revitalization of Havana. Havana is home to literally hundreds of businesses and restaurants, including the Gardens on Havana. 24 new businesses on Havana opened in 2011, bringing some 270 new jobs and $6.5 million worth of construction. 4 major storefronts will open soon at the Gardens on Havana, along with new residential development providing 217 apartments and 10 townhomes. If you want Japanese, Ethiopian, Korean, Thai, or Vietnamese food, go to Havana. And speaking of food and Aurora, when's the last time any of you dined at La Cueva or Lupitas or Emmeline's or caught a show at the award-winning Fox Theater on Colfax? How many of you have sampled the great wines and cuisine at the Wine Experience or La Creperie in Southlands? How many of you have tried the Outbacks or Dozens or the Bent Fork or the Bent Noodle or Bender's Brats or Cafe Paprika or the Summit Steakhouse? If you have, you know Aurora is not a culinary wasteland. You know we're filled with great choices, many of which are listed also conveniently at your table in the Yum Guide. Take it home. Find a great place to eat in Aurora. Aurora is home to solid growth industries such as healthcare and bioscience, aerospace and defense, renewable energy, transportation, and logistics. Thanks to the support of our partners like the Aurora Economic Development Council, led by Wendy Mitchell, the Aurora Chamber of Commerce, led by Kevin Hogan, Adams County Economic Development, led by Barry Gore, these industries are flourishing. In the last 5 months, Aurora has finalized 4 incentive packages. One for a GE Primestar solar plant, the largest solar panel manufacturing facility of its kind in the United States. 2 representatives of GE are here this afternoon. The Niagara Bottling Company, Regional Production and Distribution Center for Water. A couple of representatives for Niagara are here. United National Foods, a national distribution center. Cooper Lighting, a manufacturer for lighting needs. Just these 4 incentive packages will create or save the city 1,600 jobs and bring about $500 million of new investment to the city. And while all of that is impressive, we haven't even mentioned Gaylord. And Gaylord's here this afternoon. When that deal is finished, the Aurora Gaylord Hotel will be the largest non-casino hotel between the Mississippi River and the West Coast. It will mean thousands of construction jobs and well over 1,000 permanent jobs in Aurora. Since its launch 16 months ago, Visit Aurora's efforts have already produced some 15,000 new room nights from tourists to Aurora, and lodgers' tax collections are up some 10%. They have secured national and international events, the most recent of which was the International Powerlifting Federation Masters Bench Press Competition, a mouthful. It took place this last weekend. It brought Aurora, Colorado to 100 countries around the world through live television. Congratulations to Gary Wheat and his team for making this work. The Aurora-Denver metropolitan area ranks first in the country for the 50 largest metro areas for private aerospace employment with over 19,000 jobs. More than 1/3 of those jobs here in Colorado are located in Aurora and at Buckley Air Force Base. 1/3. Today we are home to Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman, names that we all recognize. The defense is not only part of Aurora's military history, it's a key part of our economic health. Buckley Air Force Base is Aurora's largest employer, with more than 12,800 military personnel and civilians, at least 12,800 we know of. When you look at those white golf balls out there, you wonder how many other people might be on the base. But that annual impact to Aurora is more than $1 billion, and it has been for 8 years. The base hosts more than 77 tenant organizations, providing everything from services to military members and their families, to worldwide missile warning, to support for Homeland Defense missions. The healthcare industry in Aurora is also booming. The Anschutz Medical Campus and the Fitzsimmons Life Sciences District contributed a mere $3.5 million to the state's economy in 2008. Now, the University of Colorado Hospital is expanding. The Children's Hospital Colorado is expanding. And construction has begun on the $800 million Veterans Affairs Medical Center facility. Right now, today, there is more than $1 billion in construction activity underway on the Anschutz campus. Aurora must now add to these achievements. It's transformed our skyline in a single decade. And we need to match that success on the Fitzsimmons Life Sciences District. We must strengthen our relationship with the University of Colorado to make our successes there even greater. The area south of Colfax is already reaping the benefits.
The Corporex developed 32-acre Fitzsimmons Village opened last year with a new hotel, Class A retail space, Class A office space. First Bank recently broke ground on a new facility to help serve the nearly 25,000 employees in that area every day. And Corporex is currently in discussions for a second hotel with more office space at that location. Just south down 225, the Medical Center of Aurora is another top-rated hospital bringing more healthcare businesses to that corridor. It is surrounded by specialty treatment medical offices. We must continue to support the expansion of this district, and we have it in our opportunity to make Aurora the preeminent medical-related community in the western United States by 2025. Already well-known companies such as General Motors, Kroger, Whole Foods, and Simmons have established distribution and warehouse facilities in the 16 million square feet of distribution and warehouse facilities we have along I-70. Commercial and mixed-use developments like Gateway, Majestic Commerce Center, High Point, and Porteos bring exciting new prospects to Aurora. Porteos in particular is interesting in that its size of 1,287 acres, adjacent to DIA, is in itself a larger footprint than most airports in the world. Our vision for a better Aurora, though, will require us to engage our citizens, tap into the community's wealth of resources, and provide a personal touch in how we offer services to residents and to businesses. In particular, we must acknowledge that businesses are our customers, and we must treat them as corporate citizens with a voice. Now, our children in Aurora are our future leaders, and I believe as such it is our responsibility to strengthen our relationships with all 4 of our school districts. In case you didn't know, children in Aurora schools come from 120 different countries and speak almost 100 different languages at home. While running the schools is not our business as a city, we need to be actively engaged with those districts to help them flourish. As mayor, I have chosen to support and appear at education-related opportunities. And I believe it's time for the city to be an active promoter with our school districts to find a way to jointly address our challenges. Creating effective joint use facilities for recreation, for example, might be one way. Simply assisting with smart public relations might be another. I believe we also need to support organizations in Aurora that nurture our children outside the classroom. One of those is the Downtown Aurora Visual Arts. They serve almost 1,900 students before and after school on a year-round basis, and they do it without much in the way of governmental assistance. Right now, they're in the middle of a $2 million capital construction campaign. If you don't know what else to do with your money, think about making a charitable donation. Believe me, it'll make you feel good, and it'll make that organization succeed. The city is also involved with numerous other programs through cooperative and nonprofit service entities. They go by names such as Compass, the Aurora Action Coalition, the Aurora Mental Health, the Aurora Housing Authority, Arapahoe House Comitas, the Metro Community Provider Network, Arapahoe Douglas Works, and many, many others, too numerous to mention. This occurs because Aurora is primarily in 3 counties, and each county has a different philosophy on how to provide services. But it's also true because Aurora has citizens interested in solving community issues and helping their less fortunate neighbors. I'm always impressed with the passion and commitment of our citizens to engage in the community and to make changes for the better. I'm going to call out two such people today. One is Ruth Fountain, and the other is Rick Crandall. With Ruth Fountain at the helm, a group of dedicated citizens worked tirelessly to restore a historic trolley that ran along Colfax Avenue in Aurora from 1914 to 1932. When that work was finished, there was just one problem. There was no place to display it. At the workshop this weekend, City Council made the expansion of the Aurora History Museum one of the top 10 action priorities for 2012 and 2013. 40 years ago, Ruth Fountain was on the Aurora City Council. Ruth Fountain was the president of the Colorado Municipal League. Now, 40 years later, Ruth can also take credit for saving an important piece of Aurora's history. For several years, Rick Crandall has been the face and the voice of the Colorado Freedom Memorial. There is no question this city embraces its military members and veterans. Rick has taken that to another level and has led the effort to fund a memorial that will recognize the many veterans in our community and beyond for their selfless service. His determination has resulted in raising a sufficient amount to date, but he needs to raise another $400,000 to make this dream a reality. If you're not doing anything on May 25th, you might stop by the award-winning, in Aurora, Dry Dock Brewery. You'll get an opportunity to sample some great beer and support this great cause. I'm the 30th mayor for the city of Aurora. We have two others in the building. I also introduced former Mayor Ed Tower, and former Mayor Dennis Champagne is here as well. There were 10 mayors of the town of Fletcher before, so that really makes me the 40th person to have held this public trust. In 1960, Aurora had a population of 48,458 residents. Today, we're estimated to be somewhere north of 335,000. We've moved from a quiet suburb to the 56th largest city in the United States. The city of Aurora, Colorado is larger than St. Louis, Missouri, St. Paul, Minnesota, Buffalo, New York, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Cincinnati, Ohio, among others. As mayor, I serve on 9 regular standing boards, mostly intergovernmental, that meet at least once a month for at least 2 hours per meeting. I spend 60 to 70 hours a week on Aurora business, and I deal with more than 40 active ongoing issues every day. Make no doubt about it, Aurora is a big city. While City Council identified 10 clear priorities for the coming 18 months, there are 24 more not far down the list, and all of them are important. No matter who you are or what entity you represent, I'd like to say to you today, if you bring Aurora your dreams, we will work to provide the opportunity for you to achieve them. You bring Aurora your hopes, and we will do all we can to help you fulfill them. Bring Aurora your plans, and we will do our best to be your partner so you and everyone else in this great city will succeed. In closing, if you only take away 4 things today, I hope they will be these. Things are better.
and we still have more to do. Aurora is a big city, ready for the business world to challenge us to succeed. Aurora is a family-friendly home, ready for our citizens to expect us to be even better. And Aurora is now and forever hence to be a political and commercial force deciding what happens and when it happens in the state of Colorado. I would challenge you to join me in making this city be all it can be. Speak up, speak out, and become a champion of this community. Together, we will strengthen Aurora, and together, we will become one Aurora. Thank you very much.